Today it seems like most Xbox fans downright are beginning to hate Halo Infinite, and I want to break down specifically why, because I feel like this is a very unique circumstance that, honestly, it feels like a lot of dreams have been crushed. What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be looking at a lot of delicious drama today. Also, tomorrow there's going to be a video about Elden Ring, my review, and also a review of the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster. Those videos are going to be glorious. But now, let's take a look at Halo Infinite. You see, over the course of the last couple weeks, it feels like the entire community that was ever hyped about this game has turned incredibly vitriolic. Everybody hates this game. Straight up capital H, people despise even the name Halo Infinite. The social media account keeps tweeting about different things they're working on, and literally every reply is downright negative. Now, why is it that this game that once was so hyped, that was so positive, has suddenly gotten turned to the dark side? I feel like this tweet that's currently being ratioed is basically summing it up. Do not fear death, become it. The 4th week of the Free Facture Tenrai event is happening right now. This means that right now, for the last month, the only piece of content that exists at all in Halo Infinite is a couple skins. In case you haven't been playing Halo Infinite, they've tried to basically do something very, very different. The idea of Infinite was basically infinite amounts of progress. When it came to the single player, you're getting this big open world that has these RPG-style mechanics where you can actually upgrade Master Chief bit by bit, changing his elements, making him have better grapple hooks and shields and stuff like that. But when it comes to the multiplayer, they definitely had this vision in mind to try and make it so the game kept getting new content. Basically, it's free to play multiplayer, so they're going to keep adding in new maps, new modes, new ideas, except for the fact that that's never happened. Keep in mind, this came out on November 15th. The early access, the first debut launch of the Halo Infinite multiplayer was 3 months ago. In that time, how many maps have we gotten? 0. How many new modes have we gotten? Pretty much 0. They added in a dedicated Slayer playlist, but they haven't decided to add in anything actually new. Whereas, what are we getting? Skins and skins and skins. They're basically just trying to keep getting you to buy the microtransactions. That's all this game has become, is straight up microtransactions. Now, what's interesting is, looking at these replies, people are not being incredibly rude. I feel like everybody's just saying, give us content, give us anything. Like, people just straight up saying, I want to stick around but can't. So I've sort of been going through the Halo community and listening to a lot of the Xbox gamers, and it feels like people are just basically, they're past the point of being excited. Before Halo Infinite came out, it felt like the idea was that this could be the best Halo ever because it doesn't have the typical time limits. Like, when you actually consider it, without having a set release or a concrete story, instead of leaving things so open-ended, I think a lot of people believed that hopefully the developers over at 343 Industries could keep advancing. Like, the idea being that if you're constantly having such a big game, throwing in new maps and modes would be faster, and instead it's much, much slower. Now, part of the anger definitely originates with the fact that literally every feature of this game has been delayed. You still can't play the campaign in co-op. You still can't actually play Forge. This just came out a couple weeks ago. They've pushed it back again. Like, you're not going to see any advancements, any changes, any tweaks, any improvements to this game at all for months and months and months. Now, I do want to quickly say, there have been some leaks. Some hackers have managed to break into the code of the game, and they've been tinkering around in this prototype version of Forge mode, and admittedly, it looks fantastic. The problem is that nobody wants to wait, how many hundreds of days before the game becomes closer to feature complete. Now, what's been interesting is that now, even a lot of professional Halo players are starting to say that this is not enough. Like, look at this. At this pace, I suppose very little is coming to Infinite until next season. For a live service game, this is just unacceptable. Now, this is interesting to me because honestly, This guy is a person who plays Halo as a job. This dude logs in, he kicks butt, he is here to basically get Halo titles. And even he is saying this is not enough. Now, you keep seeing this. Here's actually a previous developer of Halo 5, and he's basically saying that they slowed down production because the constant rollouts of Halo 5 were very, very difficult. Doing that for Halo Infinite is something they just can't do. Like, keep in mind, like, they're trying to put stuff out over the course of 6 months. Now, it's been 3 months and we've got nothing, and it's probably going to be more and more months waiting up until this point. Like, the Halo Infinite team is burning out before they've released anything. Like, what is happening? I think part of what's making people so upset and post these, like, mathematical breakdowns about how we're not getting enough updates fast enough is because straight up, not only has it been so radio silent, but now the people that are working on this, the actual community managers, the people you talk to, you ask, you communicate with, have basically said, you know, we're still working on stuff. I can guarantee you aren't talking to a brick wall, but stuff takes time. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality. We want to make players happy as much as players want to be happy. It just takes time. Now, I don't think that this is a bad thing to say. Obviously, they're trying to communicate from the developer team back towards the players as clearly as possible. But it does sort of start to feel like part of the problem is just the fact that there hasn't been another big Xbox exclusive. There's not something to distract them. Like, I feel like a lot of these people right now, if you have Game Pass, what's been the recent great Game Pass game? Like, let me think. Like, legitimately, I have Game Pass. I love Game Pass, but I haven't been using it. Like, where is it that's supposed to be the next big cool thing? Like, I played Crossfire, which was an utter freaking dumpster fire. What's next? Is it going to be more content for Halo? Is it going to be some other game? Is there something upcoming? Like, it's great going to be playing Starfield. I'm excited for Starfield in November. Like, I feel weird in a spot for the people that only own an Xbox or those like Microsoft only gamers, which sometimes come into my mentions. Those dudes who comment on every video about how Xbox is best, I'm just saying those people seem to be the guys that are now upset. They're the ones that feel the most betrayed by this circumstance. Because if you happen to own multiple systems, multiple consoles, or a good gaming PC, I feel like at this point you've definitely quit. Everybody's quitting Halo. And my interesting thought is, what if this game is already dead? What if at some point they finally do update this game, give it new maps, give it new passes, give it new stuff besides just skins? Is it going to be successful? Is it going to make a comeback? At this point, I think Halo is extremely dead, and Microsoft is probably pissed. But I guess we'll find out at some point. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. What do you think about this? Leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. And additionally, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all, and keep dreaming. You know, I think one of my buddies, let me see if I can get one of my friends to play Halo. You know what, this video is technically over, but, you know, I used to actually play this a lot with my buddy Sean. Let's see what Sean thinks about Halo Infinite. Oh, hey, Sean, hi, good to see you. I'm actually talking to the fans right now about Halo Infinite. You and I used to play a bunch. How would you feel about playing a little bit of Halo Infinite right now?
Are you paying me?
No, just for funsies.
I mean, did they add anything? Is there new content, new maps, new modes?
I heard there's like another 10 skins.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I got other shit to play.
All right. Well, we tried, folks. We tried. Thanks, man. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, you know, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.